Well, good evening and welcome to About the Valley. My guest tonight is Emily Ascolillo.
You
I
got it.
said it right, okay. And she has a business in a neighboring town of Grafton, called Quite Fetchin'.
Quite fetching, yes.
And you might say, what Quite Fetchin'? Well, I'm going to tell you what it is. It's a store that caters to dogs.
Mm-hmm.
And you might say, what? Well, you got PetSmart. No, this is not like that. This is a bakery
Yes,
that caters to dogs.
yes.
And it's really a treat for the dogs to go there.
No pun intended, right?
Yeah, yeah, you're right. No. Sometimes I throw out puns, I don't realize it.
I love puns, so yeah, my store's full of them.
Yeah, and exactly where it is in Grafton Common,
Yep,
which is the Grafton Historic District,
it is. Yeah,
which we just had pass in Northbridge. And it's in the old town hall, so it's called the townhouse now, isn't it?
it is. Yeah,
Yeah.
One Grafton Common is what
Yep.
it's commonly referred to.
But you can't miss it, the brick building, kind of long,
Yeah,
and parking in the front.
right across from the beautiful historic downtown Common.
Yes, right across from that, and their famous bandstand.
Right, or gazebo, depending on who you
Gazebo.
ask. No, well, yeah.
You know how that got there?
You know.
A movie called
Oh yes,
Our
right.
Hometown,
That's right. That's
starred
right.
Mickey Rooney.
That's right. I remember hearing the history.
Yeah,
Yes.
they built it
Yeah, just for the movie, and here
just
it is.
for the
still
movie,
with
and
us
they left
today.
it there.
Yeah.
The town is pretty proud to have a movie filmed there. And you know, the movie was about Ithaca, New York.
Oh.
So, well, I don't know why they didn't go. Well, they probably didn't go to Ithaca because Ithaca was too grown, and didn't fit what they wanted to do because Cornell University is in Ithaca and kind of
Oh yeah.
melts you in. So
Yeah.
Grafton worked out better.
Well, it worked out well for us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
worked out well.
We're
for
actually hosting our costume contest and pet parade from the bandstand this
Oh.
coming weekend. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
this weekend. So if you get a chance, bring the dog up.
yes, yeah, it's gonna be a good time. We have a lot of fun. We have a lot of fun at Quite Fetching. That's the whole premise
Yeah.
behind it. You know,
But Emily does live in Northbridge,
I do live
So-
in Northbridge.
but works in Grafton.
We do, yeah. It just it all worked out that way. But my three Barkery chefs and my husband and I, we have a home here in Northbridge, and
Yeah,
yeah,
and that's the other thing. All the food is prepared at your home.
it is. It is for right now. As we grow, I would like to eventually be into a commercial kitchen because then I can have some help.
Yeah.
Right now it's my husband.
You would have
and
to
I.
move, bro, right? Because I don't think you have enough room there.
Well, yeah, we just would have to find a kitchen space,
Yeah.
a commercial kitchen space, and then I'm able to hire people to help. Even though I'm enjoying the decorating so much, I don't know how I would be able to delegate that. But
Because this is the front of the store. But we don't show you here is the back room where you have doggy parties
we do.
with a doggy bar.
That's right. Yeah, we have the dog bar. Did you get a picture of that when you were in?
Yes,
last
I
time?
did.
Yeah.
But I can only put one scene up. I thought about putting that one up, but I said, no, it makes more sense to show
We'll do
this.
that for another one, like
Yes.
St. Patrick's Day or something.
There you go. Yeah, so you can have holiday parties,
Yep.
birthday parties.
It's so much fun. Holiday parties, birthday parties, pup showers. When you have a new
Yep.
pup, welcome to your family. It doesn't matter how old they are.
Yeah.
Shower new parents with toys and treats and.
And they can line up at the doggy bar.
That's right. That's right. You have to be 3 though in dog, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is a drinking age.
That's right. That's right. You got to be 3. But yeah, we fill it up with O'Drouls and they belly up. It's really the cutest little thing. And then
you actually call it doggy beer.
we do.
Right?
So we do. We actually we have a vendor who does sell. They market it as beer, dog beer.
Yeah.
But then we also have our own little concoction that we call an O'Drouls, and we fill it up for them, and they tend to like
O'Drouls,
it.
I like
Yeah,
that.
yeah. And then on New Year's Eve, this will be our 3rd year actually. New Year's Eve. We have a big champagne fountain for the pups. It's,
Oh.
our dog Perry on, and it's
A New Year's Eve party.
Yeah, it's so much fun, and we so you come in and the dog Perry on is flowing. It's
So now the New Year's Eve party is not private. That's open to anyone who wants to sign
it
up,
is.
right?
It is. Yep. So it's all day. We tend to close. I'm not really sure. I think like 5 or 6-ish. But yes, all day long we have little martini glasses.
Oh,
for
so it's all you come in all day long.
all day long. Yep.
Oh, all right. So it's not a scheduled party. It's a
Not yet.
It's an open house.
Yes, but we do have a lot of scheduled events around the holidays.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we do our complimentary Thanksgiving dinner, which is coming up shortly. That's a treat. That is so much fun. We make reservations for that in 15-minute increments because not everybody likes to share the dining table. But we have a little table out with a beautiful centerpiece, and sometimes it's just a reservation for one. But we also have groups of people that come. Last year, I think we set the table for 7 golden retrievers to come in.
Wow.
So yeah, it's fun. We have a little buffet set up, and they get a bed of rice, some boiled chicken, some sweet potato, a little applesauce gravy, and of course their choice of desserts. We have a little doggy dessert bar for them.
I get the dogs must love this.
Yeah, they do. And see how you're smiling here? That's the whole intent,
Yes.
right? To just leave the stress outside, live in the moment like they do, and
Well, I know a lot of dog owners. These dogs are really part of the family. It's like a child to them.
they are for me. They are for
Yeah.
me. Yeah.
So, I mean, you treat them like you would treat your child.
Absolutely. Absolutely, we do.
And
In
even-
fact, we have a dog massage therapist. So my dogs get regular massages, and I don't know, it's been months since my mixing arm has seen any attention. But absolutely, they give so much to us.
On the massage thing, do you find the dog is better behaved?
Yes. Funny you should. So the dog massage therapist that we have, Canine Performance Massage, she comes to our Yappy Hour regularly just to help out. And if we have anxious dogs that come in or dogs that seem a little timid, she'll go right up to them. She'll start, and you'll see them. They're like, "Oh, what? Oh, yeah. Oh." And then now, once they know her, they'll run right to her, and they'll just turn their back, and they're ready for her.
I mean, biologically, dogs, humans, we're all the same.
Absolutely.
In fact,
yeah.
I had Dr. Sawyer on, the vet,
Uh-huh.
and I talked to him. I said, "Geez, how can you?" He says, "Everybody's the same." He says, "It's not because I talk. You got to know so much more because you got to treat all these different kinds of animals." He goes, "No, everything works about the same."
That makes sense. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but I know my point was, I go once a month. I get a massage, and I get an adjustment I go to chiropractor. I have the massage right there, and I get an adjustment after. I feel better.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I feel good. And by the end of the month, I need it again.
Yeah. Right.
So I can imagine, dogs go through the same thing. They tense up. You get, you build a little knots in your muscles and all that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
why not give them some relief?
That's right. And we have a lot of pups that come in after toughs because we're so close to the animal hospital.
Yes, you're right down the street.
Yeah. So they'll come in after, and just going to the vet is stressful. So
yeah.
they're already tense.
I
So-
had 2 dogs, and I'd have to drag them in.
Yeah. Right.
They knew that when we got to the vet. Oh my
They
God.
do. So I reassure them when they come in. We have a little treat for them, and I reassure them that there's no white coats there. This is for them, and we throw the toys out for them, and they get to look forward to something after the scary vet visit.
Well, and they'll remember that.
They do. I think they do.
Yeah. So the
And-
next time you bring them to the vet, they're not going to be so apprehensive about it, knowing they're going to get something.
That's right.
When
Part
I
of
was
the day,
when
part
I
of
was
the
a
routine.
kid, my aunt would take me to the dentist, and after she would buy me something
Yeah.
that could make you feel better.
Right. Yeah.
And there you go. I mean, that's a little reward. They're sure that the dogs say, "Oh, well, at least I'm going to get something out of this."
I think so because people tell me all the time, and it just warms my heart. But they say all the time, as soon as I pulled up, they knew where we were, and I didn't even turn the corner to come up the hill yet. And they were,
it's amazing.
Yeah.
They know.
Yeah.
They do. We don't picture dogs as being that smart.
Oh,
Or any
man.
animal.
They-
Animals have memories.
They have us beat, really. And
Yeah.
and when you think about, they can detect seizures and when low blood sugar is happening, and
Yeah.
even some dogs can detect cancer in human beings. I mean, we really need to give them more credit.
We have a talk show host on WCRN, Joe Monicati. He has a little Chihuahua, and the reason he has that little Chihuahua, he's diabetic,
Mhm.
and the dog can tell him when his sugar is low.
Yeah. Right. Right.
So it's a service dog. Goes with him everywhere.
Right.
Cutest little dog
Yeah.
too.
Yeah. yeah. It's great. And in fact, sometimes though it's funny, we'll have people come in and they'll be training, for like a service dog position or something, and I very politely say, do we have to train here? I just want to feed them, let them play with the toys, let them do that,
Yeah.
because that's what we just want to be a fun place to come. So, yeah,
and, you have a lot of toys hanging around that the dogs can play with, and
we do, yeah, yeah.
but they get a little shaky when because I know they must pick up the other scents in there.
They do, but I think that eases them. I think that makes them feel
They
more
realize it's a
comfortable.
doggy-friendly place.
I think they do. I think they do. Yeah, they come in and they look around because we have a gate, and they're especially
Yeah.
after the vet visit, they're like, "What is this?" And then we throw the toys out, and they smell. And I know that they can smell because they're all leaving their signature sometimes on the table if it's. But yeah. It's a place just to come and talk dog and live in the moment just like they do. Have some cake, throw some balls around,
Yeah.
belly up to the bar for no drools.
Yeah, so your hours are open. You welcome anyone to come in with their dogs.
Absolutely.
And if there's dogs there, you work it out.
We have good humans that and humans that know their dogs. We have a lot of people that don't bring their dog, and they say, they're just not good around other dogs, or I think
Yeah.
he'd be too nervous, or especially so every Thursday senior dog day. So we have all the seniors come in because they don't like a large crowd sometimes, depending
Yeah.
on what they're feeling or their ailments throughout the day. But what was I going to say about that? Senior dog day. Oh, but yeah. Oh, that's what I was going to say. So if there is a timid dog, or a dog that maybe has a trauma history and doesn't do well around other dogs, we make every accommodation for that dog to also come to have a trip to the Barkery, because they deserve it too, right?
Yeah.
It's not fair that they are missing out because of something that happened
I like
to
the
them a
way
long
you
time
use
ago.
those words. Instead of bakery, the Barkery.
The Barkery, yeah.
Yeah, I like
we
that.
call it the Barkery. Yeah.
Hey, take your dog up to see Emily at the Barkery.
So much fun.
Yeah,
so
I'm
much
telling you.
fun.
And really, and you don't sell just pastry for the dogs. You sell clothing and
Clothing, jewelry for dogs
toys,
and the
jewelry.
humans. Yeah,
But,
we
yeah.
we have a little something for everybody. All of this came about. So it's all from a dog mom perspective. It's just I try not to overthink it. If it makes me laugh out loud, if it's punny, I put it in my store. I look back at my case. So we just celebrated 2 years at One Grafton Common, believe it or not.
2
Yeah,
years.
yeah, crazy. It just on the 21st, and I saw the pictures pop up, and I looked at what was in the case, and I thought, oh dear God, I can't believe I had that in my case. Oh my goodness! But so I enjoy it. Hopefully every time you come in to see us, there's going to be something new and something different. I enjoy getting up in the morning and creating new things, and of course I have the best 3 taste testers in town.
Yes,
Helping me in the kitchen.
right in the house.
Right in the house. And
Are there a problem when you're doing all this baking? Are they getting a little excited?
it's funny. They all have their own personalities. And Flower, who is our lead Barkery chef, she's 7. She's pretty finicky. She no longer takes the banana cake with it frosted. She'll only take it now without the icing. The carob is fine. It's actually her favorite. But they get very particular, as do the dogs in the Barkery. So dogs that have been coming to us for about 2 years now, for the entire time, they no longer take the hard, crunchy cookies. I don't bake those, but I'll go to give it to them, and they'll look at me, and they'll walk right around to the back of the case, and they'll stare at the case, and they'll look at me, and they'll stare at the case, and they know.
Well, I agree. I don't like hard, crunchy cookies either.
Yeah.
I like the soft pastry.
Right? Yeah, and they get enough of that, right?
Yeah.
That's the other thing too. We do carry peanut butter because dogs like peanut butter.
Dogs love peanut butter.
Dogs love peanut butter, but I minimize the amount of peanut butter baked goods I have in my case. We have some, but I feel like they need variety,
Yes.
So when people order their custom cakes, or they say, "Oh, I'll take peanut butter," and I'm sure you don't want to try something different, splurge, get the pumpkin or the carob or.
But most important, you don't want to give your dog any treats that you buy down at the Shaw's Bakery or the Walmart Bakery.
Oh
or-
no.
These are designed so it doesn't hurt your dog's
Absolutely.
digestive system.
Right. And as humans, we eat way too much sugar. There's sugar
Yes.
in
Oh,
everything.
yeah.
And aspartame, which is an artificial sweetener, will kill a dog very, very quickly.
Oh, see,
So
I didn't realize that.
Unfortunately, a lot of people don't. And so that's something else to be aware of. I mean, if you give your dog a cupcake from the bakery at Shaw's, is it going to kill them? Probably not. But we don't know if it has aspartame in it or if it doesn't.
Right.
Even these big brand peanut butters, sometimes they try to save a buck or two and they'll switch, and it can have deadly consequences for your pup. So we're all safety first in every aspect, with
So
our
you-
baking, with our design.
Anything
of the
that you're
barkery.
looking at the ingredients before
Oh,
you use it.
and 7 ingredients or less is what I try to maintain in my
Mm-hmm.
barkery, and it's all a whole food ingredient. So
Yeah, yeah, so all your breads are whole food, well, your baked goods are all whole food
that's
flour.
right. So the flour, we'll use like a rice flour. We'll use egg, oil,
Oh.
water, pumpkin. Yeah, red velvet. It's flavored with beets.
So you don't even use wheat flour.
Some of them. The banana and carob have a wheat flour. Our cookies have
But
a
it's
whole
a whole
wheat flour.
wheat.
It's a whole wheat flour.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of people don't realize, white flour is not natural.
Right, they bleach it.
Yeah, you
Right,
get it by,
right.
and by bleach, I mean the same stuff you use in your washer, Clorox.
Yeah, yeah,
So you think about that. You eat white flour, you're eating bleach.
yeah.
Would you drink it?
Right, right. Yeah, it's crazy what we've done to our food system.
I know.
Yeah.
And white flour is more popular than the brown flour, which is not bleached.
Yeah, it's what we're, no pun intended again, ingrained
Yeah.
to
Well,
think is
people thought,
aesthetically
well,
correct.
It's
and-
white, it looks purer.
Right, right. Yep.
Yeah, it sure is purer.
Yeah.
There's nothing living in that because
Right.
it's been bleached.
Right. Yeah. No, we try to stay away from anything over processed. We make 2 kinds of cookies. In fact, my husband does a really good job keeping up with the demand of our cookies, because the dogs just go bonkers for them because it's good food.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. And we use actually fresh bananas. We go to the grocery store, we peel the bananas, we chop them up, we get fresh sweet potato. He's got the little burns on his fingers from peeling them all those years. Yeah.
It's amazing. Dogs will eat a lot of things.
They will. They will. They will. But if you give them the choice, they'll
Yeah,
they'll
they-
typically make the best one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they can be quite finicky.
My girls can be. Oh, Mabel, she. But Flower and Bella for sure. Absolutely. Like I said, my girl Flower, she won't take the banana anymore with the icing. Which, by the way, that's the other thing I was going to say. Lactose free in our yogurt.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, because cats as well should not have milk.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah, it's not good for them.
Huh. So mental note when I start catering
Yeah,
to the
it's
cats.
not good for, they love it,
Yeah.
but that concept goes back to when cats hung around the barn. All farms
oh,
had
shit.
cats because cats kept the rodents down.
Right.
So they kept cats around.
Yeah.
And of course, they'd be milking the cow and squirt a little over to the cat.
Cat would love it. Yeah.
But it's not good for them.
Right. Yeah. And so, the feedback has just been, or the bark back, should I call it?
Yeah.
It's been great. And we've actually had people say, this is my dog's birthday. Last year they got very sick. What are your ingredients? And they'll give us a shot, and knock on wood, they're responding very well to it. Their digestive systems are responding very
Yeah,
well.
'cause
To it. Minimal ingredients,
Yeah, I mean, you can hurt dogs' digestive system giving them the wrong stuff,
Sure, sure. Well, and then,
especially sugar.
oh, right, right.
Not to mention, it gives them diarrhea.
Yes. Yep.
So does milk.
And diabetes. A lot of dogs actually have diabetes.
Oh, yeah, I know. I mean,
Yeah.
I've known of people that had to give insulin injections
Yep.
to their dogs.
Yep. My brother-in-law's dog had diabetes. Not from our cake. Just want to make that clear.
Yeah. So, and you want to keep your dog healthy.
You do. And you want to spoil them, and you
And
want
you want to be able to spoil them.
yeah, and personalize something, and life is to be celebrated, and dogs should be celebrated. Their only
Yep.
downfall is that they're not with us as long as we'd like. They're just not with us long enough. So for the time that they're here, if we can give them something and we can celebrate with them and have all their dog friends, and
Yeah.
and you can see how happy they are. If you go through and look at some of the pictures, I believe they're smiling. I mean, it's so adorable. And you can see when they're sad.
Yeah.
We actually, speaking of being sad, we have two bulldogs that come in. They're so adorable. Their names are Mac and Cheese.
I don't know how you can tell if my bulldog's happy.
I know, they're always their little wiggle butts.
Yeah.
But Mac and Cheese come in, and whenever they get leashed up to walk out, they spoof right down, and they got to be lifted up and carried out. And it melts my heart. It melts my heart. Yeah.
I love the names that they come, Mac and
Mac
Cheese.
and Cheese. They were just, so we have breed-specific events at the Barkery, and they were just at our Bulldog Bash that we had Saturday, I think, last Saturday. We had our Bulldog Bash.
Oh.
So, yeah, it was fun. It was fun. A bunch of bulldogs running around. Our Frenchie affair is adorable as well. We've done golden gatherings and doodle dates as well. So
I know, you were at the Pet Fest.
yeah, Pet Rock. Yeah,
Pet Rock.
yeah,
Pet Rock, I get it right, yeah.
yeah.
And
That's a
there's-
great event. By
Yeah,
the way.
there's a woman there that, well, her husband has insurance, they sell pet insurance.
Yeah.
Their insurance agency.
Yeah.
And they have a bunch of bulldogs.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
So-
most of the dogs, well, Pet Rock is just a wonderful event.
Oh, isn't it?
The way that
Yeah.
it gives back to the rescues. And it's, we actually, long before we even thought we would ever be doing anything like that.
You were going to Pet Rock.
We were going to Pet Rock. Yeah, first year, we just had Flower. She won third place for best ears. I don't want to brag, but and then 2 years later we brought Maybell, and she won third place for best ears. So
Oh, wow.
yeah, I've got a couple of champion
Yeah.
ear pups in my family. But the way that it just gives back to rescue, it's
I know. Judy does a great job putting that thing together.
Oh, it's, I mean, I don't even have the words. It's beautiful. It's beautiful the way that it recognizes the need and the unfortunate cruelty, but the kindness that is the other side of that.
Yes.
Where everybody rallies together and it's wonderful to give back to the
I'm
local
trying to get the
rescues.
people on that got the railroad dog.
Oh,
People don't know what that is. Dog was found tied to the rail
la la la.
of active railroad line.
Yeah.
How anyone could do that? I just can't comprehend what can possess you.
It's
And the
awful.
dog lost its leg.
Yeah.
And these people rescued the dog. Hudson. Hudson's the name of the dog.
Yeah, I am. Yeah,
It happened in New York,
yeah.
in the Hudson River area.
Is that where they named it Hudson?
Yeah.
Probably.
And they actually, no, it happened in the air, I thought. I forget
I don't
now.
know.
I'm trying to get a
had
hold of
such a
him. I
hard
can't-
time. I
It's
saw-
such a, what a beautiful dog too, and he walks now with a special leg, the
Yeah.
artificial leg, but he
Yeah.
gets around all right,
yeah, yeah.
and he's such a lovable little dog.
I tell you, we get quite a few pups in the Barkery that you can see their history.
Yep.
There's no mistaking it. They're burned. They've got scars.
So a lot of rescue dogs.
A lot of rescue dogs. Yep, a lot of rescue dogs. A lot of purebreds. But the rescues in particular, they're just such. Their hearts are so big. Even if they're not a rescue, I feel like every dog that finds themselves in a good home is rescued, right?
Yes.
We're rescued by love. It just
Yep.
I have a hard time. So I feed them all the cake. We have one pup I've met recently. Her name is Emmy, and humans were just beyond awful to her, but very similar to
Yep.
Hudson. And so she gets all the cake she wants from her Auntie Emily when she comes into the Barkery. Yeah.
I mean, how can you beat a dog? That's like doing harm to your child.
It's just
Of course,
awful.
there's people that do that too, so.
So, yeah, so cake. They get cake. I give them cake.
Yeah.
It's funny, my second Barker chef, Bella, was supposed to be a foster dog. So I cannot do front lines. Just thinking about Hudson, I'm like, la, 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 I can't. God bless the people that are out there on the front lines, because it is heartbreaking.
Yes.
So we thought maybe we could foster. So Bella, long story short, she was down in Mississippi. They needed a foster. We agreed to foster her. Now she has a cookie named after her. Fostering is out for us now. So we give back in other ways. We do fundraisers. Every month we donate to a different rescue. Every year on Mabel's birthday and Bella's birthday, we give back down to the Jackson County Animal Shelter down in Mississippi. I mean, it takes a village, so
I just
anything
want
we
to
can
let
do.
the audience know, if foster dogs, it's the same as foster children. If the dog needs a home and it's temporary, you can take the dog in. Unfortunately, you might fall in love with the dog
Yeah,
but end up keeping it.
Yeah,
But it's a way of helping save these animals that
absolutely.
are being mistreated
So
horribly.
that's Bella's story. So Bella was found with a shattered femur, ruptured spleen, punctured
Oh
lung.
my
Yeah,
God.
she was found on the side of the road. And just so happens, Flower's foster mom, Barbara, was on call from the Jackson County Animal Shelter that night. So Animal Control found Bella. They called Barbara, and they said, "What do you want us to do with her?"
Yeah.
And she said, "Bring her in." So they called the vet. They brought her in. They didn't know how they were going to care for her, but they, so I saw Bella's picture up on Facebook when they were asking for donations, for surgery. They were
Yeah.
trying to see if they could find somebody to help her. So I messaged Barbara from up here in Massachusetts. I said, "How can we help?" And I thought she would ask for donations or a fundraiser, share on social media, something like that. And she said, "You can agree to foster her." And I said, "Okay." And I hit send, and I was like, what did I just do?
And then they ship the dog up to you?
So she had to make it through the surgery.
Yep.
And then they had to find a foster parent for her down in Mississippi because the vet had said, and everybody agreed, there's no way
You couldn't
she'll
travel right
survive.
away.
Well, and she wouldn't survive in the shelter. And they were right because the conditions were deplorable. So it was Bella's time to be discharged from the vet's office. They only kept her as long as they could there.
Right.
And this wonderful woman by the name of Lori stepped up, agreed to foster her, and it's a good thing they did because the following day the shelter was condemned, and I was told 84 dogs were euthanized.
Oh.
So fostering, we would not have Bella. Bella would not be here if Lori had not agreed to step up and foster her. So yeah,
Yeah,
fostering.
in some cases, these shelters are worse than if the dogs were out on their own.
Sometimes I think we're very fortunate here. Worcester Animal Rescue League. We've done so much. They're full of wonderful people, but I have yet to go back and look at I'd take them all. So whenever we drop off donations or we're doing something with them, they'll come to the boutique to pick up what they need to, or if we go there and they're like, "Oh, you want to go back?" I'm like, "Nope." Nope. Nope.
Yeah, you see that ASPCA commercial,
Oh yeah.
and that's true. That actually does
Yeah.
take place. It's hard to believe that you might find it hard to believe that people can be that cruel to an
It's
animal,
awful.
but they do, and it doesn't faze them or anything.
Yeah. Well, not at the Barkery. Not at the Barkery.
No, I know.
It's all about cake. Yeah. Like I said, God bless the people that help them. We will help in any way
Yeah, we do have a
can
great
with
place over in
fundraising.
Douglas. They do a great job over
They
there.
do. Every rescue I've ever met, they go above and beyond because most of them are run solely by volunteers.
Yes.
Pawfik Life Rescue in Uxbridge, she's amazing, and the things she has seen, but every time you see her, she's smiling and she's getting kisses from new dogs, and they just
Yep.
built a quarantine. I think it's in Upton, and yeah, she's amazing.
Oh, okay. Now,
We've actually got 3 rescues coming. Every rescue is amazing. We've got 3 rescues coming to our pet parade on Saturday, so that'll be, yeah,
oh,
another way to come out and support them.
I had the lady on from Hoppington who does the Greyhound rescue.
Yes,
We had her on about a year ago.
yeah,
She had a little problem there for a while. I don't know exactly what that was about because
right. I don't either.
from what I saw, dogs were treated very well.
Yeah. I don't know. In this new chapter of the Barkery, I try to stay out of politics.
Yeah. But
And
well,
I
the
just,
Greyhounds, you're not finding that as big a problem as it was when they had the racing. Now the racing's been gone, and it's pretty much gone everywhere.
I think so. Which, we were just talking about somebody. It'll be interesting to see the evolution of the Greyhound after this. If they continue to breed Greyhounds,
Yeah, well, they're gonna
what their
breed 'em for that
temperament will be
speed.
like if they're not raised in such a confined environment.
Yeah.
Because a lot of them, the ones that I've met anyway in my little bubble, they don't play. They don't, because they miss out on that free
Yeah,
spirited
they don't
independence.
grow up as puppies knowing how
Right.
to play.
Right. right,
like you say, they're isolated, and,
Yeah.
they're bred for one thing, and that's to race.
right, right.
And,
So we'll
and
see.
not really intermingle with other dogs even.
Right, right. Yeah, so we'll see how they change
Yeah.
over time. Yeah. But rescuing greyhounds, I have so many friends that have rescued greyhounds, and they're just the sweetest. Sweet. I've never seen them around a squirrel or a bunny though, so
Yeah, no.
I don't know what they do. But in the Barkery, they're very, very docile and
Yep.
just just sweet, sweet.
Don't
sweet
let them get
pups.
loose though. You
Yeah, I'm
never
sure they
catch 'em.
can run. Yeah,
Oh,
I'm sure
yeah.
they can run like the wind, as can my bloodhound Maybelle.
What kind of dogs what breeds do you have?
So Bella, Flower's our lead Barkery chef. I'll start with her. She's 7. We believe, as a pup, she looked just like a bloodhound. So we believe she's a bloodhound and German Shepherd. As she's gotten
Yep.
older, she looks very shepherdy. And she doesn't come to the Barkery much because she's bossy, a lot like a shepherd. Which we love shepherds, and we have a lot
Yep.
of them that come. But Flower likes to be the play police. And then Bella, we actually did her DNA because we had no idea.
Oh,
So we did a contest at the Barkery, and everybody got to put in their vote. And if you won a 6-month supply of her biscuits.
oh.
So that was fun. But it turns out I was wrong. I thought she had a little pit bull in her. I thought she had some Schiller hound in her. She has no hound in her. We haven't told her yet. She's not exactly like her sisters. But she came back 75% lab and 25% German Shepherd, which in retrospect, it makes total sense that she has Labrador Retriever in her because she's always jumping. She always has a toy in her mouth. She's very food motivated. Like everything about her
Does
says
she like
lab.
water?
She loves to swim.
Yeah.
Yeah, she loves
Labs
to swim.
love water.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
They're like
So-
fish.
She loves it. She loves it. How I didn't know she was Labrador was beyond me. But we see what we want to see, I guess, sometimes. And then Maybelle, who is the baby of the family, who just turned 4, she's bloodhound. We're almost positive she's 100% bloodhound. She's sassy and particular, and she
Yeah, when
talks
you get them
back.
from the rescue, you really don't know.
You don't. Yeah, you don't.
You don't know who the parents were. You don't know their bloodline or anything.
Right. Although you can find purebreds. It's funny when we, the woman who rescued Flower, her foster mom, we're still in touch. And I said, I have somebody who's been talking to me, and they really like a French bulldog or whatever. It's been a
Yeah.
couple of years, and I can't remember what. And she said, wait long enough, and we will find you one. One will come in to rescue for a variety of reasons. Sometimes owners pass away
Yeah.
unexpectedly, and no one in the family wants to take the dog.
On the news, I was telling you earlier about the couple in Boston who have like 7
Oh, the
chihuahuas.
chihuahuas. Yeah.
And they have to move out of their apartment. They can't find a dog-friendly apartment to move to. They got to give them up, which is probably tearing them apart. But
Yeah.
so now they're at the rescue.
Yeah. I mean, dogs go into shelters for a variety of circumstances and reasons. It's not always a cruel case.
Right.
Fostering. Because if a dog's in a shelter too long, I mean, just like humans, right? Nobody wants to be in confinement. I mean,
Oh, I know.
it changes people, it changes dogs. And the longer they're there, the more their behavior changes.
And dogs, more so than any other pet, are very interactive with their owners.
Oh, yes. They're
Very
social, they're pack animals,
Yeah.
right? I mean, they want to be part of a pack. They want to be,
Yes.
yeah.
And like cats are very independent. They could care less
Yes,
if you're
they
around
are.
or not.
That's right.
But dogs, they want to know where you are all the time,
Yeah.
and they want to see. They want to be with you.
They do. And any dog mom or dad can relate. Dog auntie, dog grandma.
Yeah.
When you leave the house and you look back, don't look back, because you'll see those little eyeballs looking at you.
Yeah.
Our front door has 2 glass panes, and our driveway's sort of on the side, so I back out, and every day as I pull by, I can't help it, I look, and of course I wave. I'm like, bye Belly, bye May, Mama loves you. I think they know. I don't know. Maybe it's even just a cue. I don't forget how many words dogs know, but I think it's up there. I think it's like 48 or something like that.
Oh, it's amazing what they understand.
Oh yeah. I don't know how many cats know, but
Cats
I don't
are
think
so
they care.
independent. They don't
They
give a
don't
damn.
care what you're
No,
saying.
they don't give a damn
No,
what you say.
they don't care. Yeah.
Cats live their own lives.
They do, they do. Which is interesting that I'm not more into the feline. Although we will, because I get a lot of requests for cat treats and cat cakes. So
Now, cats don't generally go for pastry. They don't. They like a meaty taste all the time, don't they?
you know, I when I think of cats, I think fish.
Yeah.
And
So if
it's-
you
it's- I don't
baked a,
bake with
if
fish.
you made a fish flavored cupcake, they would go for
I
that.
would think so.
Yeah.
I would think so. And I've been told, my neighbor Kelly, Auntie Kelly, as we call her at the Barkery, she's very knowledgeable. She's also a dog mom and a cat mom. And, you know, like high fat yogurt and like the milk that they're not supposed
Oh
to
yeah,
have, probably,
yeah.
right?
That
I'm sure
yeah,
they're
they
very
would go
drawn
for
to
something
that.
like that. Dairy.
But then my reputation would be ruined because they'd all have diarrhea. And-
Yes. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, cats, they'll eat grass, but they don't eat, dogs will eat berries, they'll eat a lot of different things out in the, but cats only eat grass,
Oh,
as far as I know.
I've never been the parent to. I've never been a cat mom. So, well, once
Catnip, they'll eat
1,000 years
catnip.
ago.
If you grow catnip, they'll eat that.
So we sell cat wine. Yeah,
Oh.
it's organic catnip infused salmon oil. So
Oh, wow.
yeah, it's a special treat around the holidays.
Yeah, see, that's what you'd have to do. You'd have to take salmon oil or some kind of fish oil and infuse it into the baked good.
Right.
That probably would get them.
Right. Yeah, you know, that's actually probably something I could make a tart for them or something if
Yeah.
you know, out of yogurt. We actually we had a dog. Oh, his name is escaping me. But the mom and dad said no cake. He doesn't want any cake. He doesn't want. All he liked were mangoes. So
Oh, wow.
I don't know how you make a cake with that, but we did. So I did a
You made a
coconut
mango
crust.
cake?
We made a coconut crust. I put it in a little pie filler. We did yogurt. I filled it with mangoes, and then I made the yogurt icing for the top layer with the mango juice.
Yeah.
And they said he loved it. Yeah.
Was he from the West Indies or?
I don't know. I don't know. Why are mangoes big in the?
Yeah,
Well, yeah,
Dominican.
sure. It's a tropical fruit, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
Dominican.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. He was a Yorkie, so.
I never heard of a dog waiting for
Yeah,
mangoes. That seems strange.
Yeah. I can't believe I can't remember the pup's name. Oh, it's gonna drive me nuts. I haven't seen them in a while.
But so you got a lot of clientele coming in then.
We do. We
In
do.
only 2 years to build up a good size.
Yeah.
clientele
You know,
is good.
it's a good time, right? We want to feel good. We want to go
Yeah.
where we can just smile, and I love it. I love when I'm at work and people come in and they'll sometimes people put the disclaimer out right as soon as they walk in. Oh, I don't have a dog. You don't have to have a dog to
No.
enjoy quite fetching, and you must know somebody with a dog in this day
Oh,
and
yeah.
age. I would hope.
But it's an experience just to come in and see what you have
Yeah,
there.
yeah. And so they'll be walking, and I'll hear them laugh, and I'll hear them chuckle, and
Yeah.
that's the whole point, you know. We sell Sniffinies. People get a kick out of it. It looks like a little Tiffany's purse, but it says Sniffinies on it. And then you'll hear, "Oh my Barbara, look at this Chewy Vuittons," and we all laugh. We all laugh together. And then they'll go in the back room, and they'll see our backdrop, right? They'll see the bar
Yeah.
up or the. And it's fun.
I got to ask, how did you come to the idea of getting into this business? I mean, it's something new. I don't know of anybody that does anything like this anywhere.
You know, I hear that all the time, and I don't think there is. I think over the last year, I've seen a greater influx of people baking for dogs. I've seen a little more of the boutiques pop up. So how this came about, to answer your question. So I was a therapist for 20 years. I worked with children involved with domestic violence and sexual abuse. So I
A far stretch from what you're doing now.
far stretch, yes. So I did that for 20 years. And if, honest to God, if somebody had said a month before I made the change that I wouldn't be doing therapy anymore, I wouldn't have believed them. I would have said, "No, I
No.
love what I do.
Yeah.
I love what I do."
Yeah.
So when my dog Rags passed away, my dog Rags, I met him down in Key West, Florida. I was 26. And when Rags and I said goodbye, I was 40. And it broke my heart. It broke my heart. And so I thought, how am I going to keep him with me? How am I going to do anything without him? And one day, I brought a bed, one of his beds. He had tons of them. I brought one to a friend of mine who fosters. The next day, she said to me, you'll never believe it, but this dog who's always up at 5 a.m. slept till 7:30 in Rags's bed. And I looked at my husband, I said, this is how we're going to do it. We're going to pay it forward in Rags's name. And so that's what we did. The following weekend, we went to the grocery store with $20, and I got a bunch of cans of food. I think we went to the Worcester Animal Rescue League, or Second Chance. We went to Second Chance Animal Shelter, and I wrote a note. And I said, this donation is being made in loving memory of my boy Rags. And it said Road Trips for Rags on it. And it just felt good. You know, it felt good. So I went home. I created a Facebook event page, or a Facebook page, sorry, not an event page. And before I knew it, people were messaging me and they were saying, you know, can you honor my pet that passed? And absolutely. And it got bigger and bigger. And so every week we would make a memory card. So fast forward 3 years later, and it was November, and we were doing a holiday. I said, let's make cookies for a fundraiser for Road Trips for Rags, because we were doing this all out of our own pocket. And as a social worker, you know, you're sort of giving it all angles. So we thought we will do a bake sale fundraiser. So I was literally baking cookies the night. My phone just kept ringing and ringing, and I had a lot of just tough cases at the time, and the systems have changed a lot in the 20 years that I had been doing therapy, a lot. And I looked at my phone, and I looked at my husband, and I said, I think I'm done.
Time to get out of this business.
I want to do this. Can I do this? And he said, sure, just don't quit your job just yet. And I said, really? And he said, yeah. I said, okay. So the next day, I looked into registering those cookies. So those cookies I was making for Road Trips for Rags fundraiser are our Bella's Biscuit and Flowers favorite, named after our two girls.
Yeah.
I looked into the process of LLCing ourselves, so I went on to LegalZoom.
Yeah.
And we did that.
They make it very easy.
They make it very easy. It's very expensive, but they make it very easy. And I researched. I did my research. I researched, you know, the guidelines from the Department of Agriculture and the state of Massachusetts. And I called our friends over at Hunter's Grill and Tap. And I said, hey, your function room upstairs, can I rent that? I want to do a pop-up event. And so that's essentially how we got started. And we had a very successful first event selling those two cupcakes, or those two bones. I wasn't even making cakes at the time. It was strictly Flowers Favorites and Bella's Biscuit. And I filled the room with things that made me smile and made me laugh. And of course we had a table of bereavement things, and the rest just sort of went from there. And
well, you saw, hey, there's a niche here.
You know, my husband was like, hey, there's a niche here, but I just went with what felt right to do. And so there was a room at the Grafton Inn downstairs. It was vacant. You know, he was using it for some storage. And I said, hey, do you ever feel like renting that? And so he was gracious enough to allow me to move into that space. And then a few months later, I went down to the town hall and I said, hey, what's with that space over at One Grafton Common? And the timing was perfect. And we moved, and we just celebrated 2 years at One Grafton Common.
Oh. Yeah, the place was vacant. And
Yeah. And so I just want to say, so I wasn't able to leave my job, actually, right? There was a process. But I saw my last kid in July of 2017, because we're in 2019 now. Yeah, so it's been 2 years. Yeah.
Wow.
And here we are. And so that's how it is. You know, I just do what feels right to do. And I have fun. Fun.
Going into your own retail business, it's a big commitment.
Yeah, I had no idea. And had I known, I'm not sure I would have done it. So I'm glad I didn't know, because I love what I do. But yeah, retail.
But it's commitment, because, you know, how do you close?
That's a good question.
You got to find someone to cover the store.
Yeah.
People expect you to be there.
Absolutely.
You want to go on vacation, well, how do you do that?
Right.
You know, it can be a problem.
It's, you know, and I don't want to say no. You know, we get, you know, oh, it's my dog's 15th birthday. Well,
Plus
my God, he's 15.
no matter how you feel, you got to get up every morning and start cooking.
Well, that's just it too. You know,
baking,
there's no sick days. There's no, it's a lot of work, you know, and people, you know, say you have the best job in the world, and I do.
Yeah. But when you're self-employed, it's
That's
commitment.
right. That's right. We didn't take a vacation for a very long time, and you know, it's funny because being a therapist, working with children and families, and in a field where you know they're affected by violence, boundaries were very clear to
Yeah.
me. Don't bring work home. Leave work at work. And now, you know, I get messages at 10 o'clock at night. Oh my gosh, it's my dog's
Well,
birthday tomorrow. I forgot.
when you're self-employed, it's a 24-hour job.
All the time, all the time. Um, you know, the dogs make it great. And we've got good humans. But
Yep.
yeah, it's a lot of work and I'm tired and I'm just now learning to set those boundaries. I don't say no yet, but what I do say is that if you can pick it up early, you can freeze the cake because we're not going to be here that day.
Yeah.
And you know, I've really found a lot of good friends and like-minded people who run their own small businesses, and it's good to debrief with them and to get that out there.
Yes.
And be like, okay, I'm not the only one. And somebody just recently said to me, because for the first time in 2 years, in September, I closed for 2 days in a row. And I liked it so much, I stayed closed for 2 days in a row through October. But, you know, she said to me, you know, people will still come. People will, if you're not here on, you know, and that's the shift for me as a business owner, is to think more like a consumer who
Yes.
would go, right, and say, you know
Yep.
what, you're right. If the Barkery was closed on Tuesday, I would just say, no, we've got to make it there on Monday or Wednesday.
Yeah, you don't open every 7 days a week.
I'm not right now for the month of October, but we're going to be starting November 5th because of the holiday season.
Oh, okay, so you're gonna be open Sunday through Saturday.
Yeah, 7 days a week starting November 5th. And then we'll see what happens in January.
Yeah,
but-
we'll give your hours out so people.
Okay, yes. So we are open starting November 5th, 7 days a week. Right now, for the rest of the month, which is about a week, right?
Yes.
About a week. We are open Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Wednesday, Thursday, 10:30 to 6. Friday, 10:30 to 7:30, because we host Yappy Hour every Friday, 5 to 7. We offer complimentary red and white wine for the humans. All the dogs play. It's a wonderful way to transition into the weekend. And then Saturdays, I'm there 10:30 to 6. Sundays, 11 to 4 right now. And then if there's an event going on, we stay open a little longer. But closed right now Mondays and Tuesdays until November 5th. And Coffee and Canines is starting again on Veterans Day. I hope a lot of people have the holiday off and can come take advantage of seeing us at the Barkery. We're going to have swag bags, and I finally have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful right hand by the name of Olivia, who just started making treats herself.
Oh.
But she doesn't do the baking kind. She does like the animal.
Yeah, you do. You
kind,
need to
so-
have someone you can back up.
It took
can
me a
back you up.
very long time.
Especially,
a
you know,
very long time.
Hopefully you stay healthy, but you never know, we get sick
Right,
sometimes.
right. And you know, it's not that I haven't had good people help me, but it's finding someone that has the customer service and
Yeah.
the skill and everything, but also knows dog behavior.
Ah,
Right?
yeah, because you have more than just human customers.
That's right. And we offer off-leash shopping. So as
Yeah.
you know, when you come into my boutique, there is a gate so dogs can run freely
Yes.
as they play. Leash aggression's a real thing. And sometimes we have people who unleash their dog before they open the door, and they come in and they're fine and they're happy and they're playing. So we need someone who is schooled in animal behavior,
Yeah.
along with a good attitude and because retail, you know, it's.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm very fortunate to finally have her. So she is actually going to start carrying her product in our boutique. So we're going to have swag bags and samples and free cake, and just it's always a good time at the Barkery. And I mean what I said earlier too. If somebody has a special needs dog that maybe can't come in because of aggression or they just don't do well with others, or we make every accommodation. In fact, Pictures with Santa we're doing on December 7th. That's an all-day event. It's open. You come in. We're requesting a $5 donation, and then
Which goes to the rescue.
it's going to a rescue. We haven't decided which one, but I always send something home to, well, I say home, to my girls' home down
Yeah.
in Mississippi, and then we give to a local rescue.
Yeah.
Multiple if we can. And then on Sunday, Santa's coming in before we open for those that can't really be in a large crowd or around others or who have anxiety. We actually had somebody who's bringing their cat in for Santa, for pictures with Santa. And last year we had a couple of ferrets who found their way in. So.
Was it a problem with the dog when you have those other animals around?
Well, we haven't mixed them yet. Yeah, so they've had a private showing with, I think one was the Easter Bunny actually. I think the ferrets came in to see the Easter Bunny, and then the cats. I mean, I don't know how they'll bring them in.
Of course,
maybe.
you have a giant squirrel that's there now.
We
and
do,
then, right?
we do. We have a giant squirrel. That came about because Maybelle loves squirrels, so we thought, what better way to celebrate her 3rd birthday last year? The theme was Go Nuts. Mabel's turning 3.
Go nuts.
Yeah, and we made her a big acorn cake, and we had peanuts all over the place, and we had a giant squirrel come in, and it was fun. And that's how we spent the day, laughing, just like you are, right? And then that was such a hit. We couldn't stop there. So now we have a giant tennis ball mascot. We have a leprechaun, and my husband is a great sport about the costumes. Though he drew the line at Cupid. He said
No Cupid on
Cupid,
Valentine.
no diaper and bow and arrow for me. So I don't know. We'll see. We've got Valentine's Day around the corner. Maybe.
Yeah, it's coming quick.
We'll see. Write in. Let us know. Send us messages. If you want to see a Cupid, you let me know. And we'll see what we can do. Oh, boy.
Yeah, I mean, it's you make it just by interviewing here tonight. People can see it's got to be a fun place to
It
go.
is. It is. It's a fun place. It's a fun. Whatever is going on before the day. If I've burnt a batch or I got an unexpected, it melts away the second I go into that barkery. And energy feeds off of energy.
Yes.
And so I encourage everyone, whether you have a dog or not, just come into the barkery and just breathe and let the dogs wiggle up to you and feed them some treats.
Dogs are no different. We feel the emotions of the people we're around. If you're around a lot of sadness, you're going to be sad.
Absolutely.
If you're around a lot of happy people, you'll be happy.
Yes.
And the dogs are the same way.
Yes, absolutely.
If everybody's happy, they're going to be happy.
That's right. And
If there's a lot of fighting going on, they're going to be miserable and they're going to be rough. They're going to be fighting.
absolutely. Yeah. And like we had said in the beginning, the dogs come in and if it's after, they're like, what is this? This is the first time. And before you know it, they are grabbing the toys and they're coming up for treats and they're helping me behind the counter. And it's a wonderful feeling at the end of the day. Because, I'm tired sometimes in the morning and there are days, but there's nobody to call, right?
Well,
so I get
yeah,
up and I go in and then.
You got a long day. You come home, you still got to, get meals prepared for home for your husband,
Absolutely.
yourself, and the dogs, and you
Absolutely.
got to take care of the
Yes,
dogs.
yes.
And then you're up early in the morning again because
Yeah.
you're going to start baking because
Right.
you don't bake this stuff in 10 minutes.
No, and I don't bake it much ahead of time either because
Yeah.
it's all
So
fresh
it's
baked.
very fresh, yeah.
Yes, it's all fresh baked, and I mean I snack on it. I don't eat the yogurt icing because if anybody's ever tried unsweetened yogurt, it's soury and yucky and it's not very good. But the dogs love it, and the blueberries add a little sweetness to it. So in the afternoon, I'll bop over next door to the country store and I'll grab my coffee and I may partake in a pumpkin bar.
Coffee and a goodie from the
Coffee
bakery.
and dog treats, yeah. And so that should be noted, though. I have taste tested. I have tried everything in my barkery with the exception of the chicken and fish that we sell. Yeah, I won't eat the dehydrated meats or anything
Yeah.
like that, but yeah. But everything else I have tried. Even the hard crunchy cookies, you have to side bite them. You don't want to break
Yeah.
a tooth. But absolutely, and I'm still standing. So yeah, I wouldn't eat a milk bone. I don't know if I should
When
say
I
that
was
on
a kid, I
television,
did.
but- You did?
Tried it,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, and you're still here, so I guess
Yeah.
it's okay. Yeah.
I don't know if I swallowed it or not. I know I tried it. They're awful hard to bite. I remember that.
Yeah. Well, and nothing against the milk bone. They've been a very successful company for a very
Yep.
long time. But if you look at the ingredients, I'm very proud of the fact that I can pronounce everything that is in our batches. I pronounce everything that's in our cookies. And like I said, very rarely will you find anything that has over 7 ingredients in our boutique.
Well, there is a problem with pet foods today. A lot of pet foods come out of China.
Yeah.
Well, people realize that, but
Yeah.
the companies manufacturing it in China because it's cheaper to do it there. And is it, how safe is it? You really, there's not a lot of inspecting there. There's not a lot of checking.
Right, right, yeah.
And, you got to be very careful.
You
And
do.
sometimes we think, well, I want to buy this bag. It's $1 cheaper. But, you're buying, you get the quality you pay for.
You do. Absolutely, you get what you pay for. And we only can do what we can do, and when we know better, we do better. And I don't know if it's just because it's my little bubble or my little world right now, but I think we are seeing a shift in pet nutrition and pet health.
Yes.
I know that we consult with a pet nutritionist. She's come to do workshops, and people want to take a more holistic approach with their pets. They want to feed them things with antioxidants and
Yes.
things that are going to help them feel better.
Yeah, and
So-
not a lot of stuff that if you saw what was in it, you would say, I don't want to eat that, but you do.
Yeah, right,
It's like getting back to the flour. I mean, it's made with bleach.
right.
White rice the same way.
Rawhide is a big issue with the bleach too. So a lot of people don't know about rawhide, because you can go to stores and they have the rawhide chews and they have,
Yeah.
and I did it with my boy Rags. I thought that big rawhide bone, I thought it was adorable, and he couldn't fit through the door with it because it was so big. It's
'cause
made in China and
they were beige
it's
color,
soaked
almost
in
a white.
chemicals.
Well, how did they get that color?
That's right. It's soaked in chemicals, and
Yeah.
and we could go on and on about that. I was at a local department store, and somebody had said, do you have pets? And I said, actually, we do. It was a couple of years ago when I was looking for carpets for the boutique, which fool me once. We don't have rugs in the boutique anymore. They look nice, but they're quite a marking zone. And she said, be careful because some of these are from China, and think about what they have to spray on the
Oh, my
to get
God.
them over. And if your pet is needing a lot, and
Yeah.
it's next to impossible to safeguard ourselves and
Yeah,
our pets
the
from
pets are walking
everything,
around
but-
barefoot all the time.
Right. Yeah. And that's the other thing. We do see a lot of increase in irritability and allergies in the pups, and your vets will tell you too in the springtime when they're spraying the grass. And so,
Yes.
when we know better, we do better, and it's hard. It's very hard. I mean,
Well, the lawn service puts a sign out, don't allow your pets on the grass for,
they do. I think, and it goes back to the shift. I think, everybody does the best they can with the information they have and what we can afford to do too,
Yep.
and every little bit helps.
and the thing is too, that what do pets do? They lick their paws, they lick their fur,
Right.
cats especially.
Yeah.
So anything they pick up, they're putting it in their
They're
mouth.
ingesting. Right. Right.
They're ingesting it.
Yeah.
Well, we gotta wrap it up.
Oh, look at this. See?
Yeah, I told you it would fly.
You did. I know.
So-
I know.
We're talking, quite fetching, right on Grafton Center Common. Can't miss it. It's right up next to the Grafton Inn.
Yep.
And it used to be the town hall, long brick building.
Yep. And the Grafton Inn, if I could just give a shout out, they're dog friendly on their patio, weather permitting.
Ah.
And there's an antique store behind us off the Common Antiques.
Yes.
They're dog friendly as well.
So a dog-friendly area.
It really is. It really is. And then if there's two of you, one of you can hold the pup and enjoy one of our ice creams while you go into the Cones on the Common to get an ice cream for yourself. And
Yeah.
just make a day of it at the Common. It's a really
Yes.
great time of year for it.
And give your dog a treat.
Give your dog, spoil them. They deserve
Yeah.
it. They deserve it.
They're good to you. Give them a little treat.
Absolutely.
And,
Take a trip to the Barkery to see us. I can guarantee you won't be disappointed.
I'll guarantee you'll be back.
Yeah, I would think so. I would like to think so. The feedback or the bark back has been great.
Yeah.
I feel very blessed. Every single day I feel very
Real quick,
fortunate.
you have a website?
Oh, we do. It's called quitefetching.com. You'll see all of our events on there. And all of our events, you can order custom cakes. Well, you can order basic cakes. If you want something custom, you message me direct or pop in, and we'll create exactly what you're looking for. In fact, I'm working on a squirrel cake as soon as we end this broadcast tonight.
Okay. We got to run.
All right. Thank
We'll
you.
see you next week on About the Valley.
Thank you very much.